How's it going, everybody? Welcome to 3D Prints. Today I'm going to show you how I designed my 3D Maker coin in Fusion 360. Let's get started. Alright, so what you're looking at here is what I designed a couple hours ago. Basically what I was going for was a geared look. I'm a simple kind of guy, so just putting my logo in there, I think looks really sleek. And you'll also see this band here that is actually recessed and filleted, and that is the ring actually around my logo. If you look on my channel, that ring is there in the design as well, because I wanted to incorporate that. So let's get into it, and I'll show you exactly how I did this. I am not a Fusion 360 Pro. I'm using it. I learned it a couple months ago, and I'm just kind of just going with the flow here. So this is by far not a tutorial on how to use Fusion 360 to the best of its ability. I feel as though I know enough to do what I need to, and YouTube filled in the rest for me. So I'll see what I come up with for the second time. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so I'm first going to want to import my logo here. But before I do that, I want to get that geared look. And then I will put that logo inside of that gear. So we're going to attempt that, and I'm going to see exactly how well it goes. I'm not certain as to how I'm going to do it yet, but we'll see. All right, so if we go to insert McMaster Car. If you don't know what McMaster Car is, this is basically, I'm going to consider it a repository for any type of nut, bolt, screw, gear, anything I could ever want as far as creating something that could potentially fit into one another, or need to fit into one another, screws and nuts and bolts and stuff like that. So I'm going to type in here a gear and see what it pops up with. Now I don't know exactly what gear I used, so that's going to be pretty interesting as to figuring out which one I did. So I'm just going to go on to, let's go to high load metal gears. Let's just do that. And if I'm correct, I went with the one that was the largest overall diameter. So if I go here and I go to the 5.13, and again, it pulls up something along the lines of this, and I go to product data right here. This will give me, yep, that's exactly what I chose. That's exactly what I chose. So if I go there, it'll show you exactly what you have. And actually, I'm so used to working with this, but I figured I gotta let you guys see what I'm looking at. Right here, it shows you basically everything about it: pitch angle, pressure angle, pitch, number of teeth, outer diameter, face width, overall width, material, so on and so forth. Now, if you go down here, you'll actually see the drawing, the technical drawing of this, and it gives you basically everything you need to know. But what's awesome about this is you can actually take the technical drawing and put it into a 3D object. So if I go here, and right now I'm going to be using 3D Step. None of these other ones work. Like I said, I'm not too keen on this, so I will go ahead and pick what I feel as though worked for me, and 3D Step just happened to work for me. I don't know about all these other ones. I have not tried them. I'm assuming 3D SolidWorks works for SolidWorks, so we're going to just go 3D Step, and I believe you just hit save. And let's see what that gives us. It gave us nothing. What do we do that again? Downloading. There we go. And there it is. And my computer's being extremely slow. I apologize for that. All right, so you're probably wondering how I turned this into a 3D maker coin. Now, what I did was I'm actually going to show you what I did. That's probably the best way to do it, since you guys are watching this. So I'm going to go ahead and do a circle, center diameter circle. I'm going to click, I believe, this plane. I think it works better from the other way, but click directly on the center, and I'm going to pull this all the way out to right where those teeth are. And what that did was created a plane on that top portion there. And we're going to go back to centering this up. And let me pan this back in. And there we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to then modify. And if I modify this, I can then grab that circle. So if I grab those two and the center, and I pull that all the way down. And again, my computer is really slow. And I do the cut option and hit OK. You'll see I am then left with all these teeth. And that's what I wanted. I wanted these teeth. I don't want anything else. There is other ways of doing that. I'm sure somebody's going to mention something as to, hey, you could have did this, which is great. I want your guys' feedback. That'd be awesome. So from this point on, I'm actually going to create, I think if I create another sketch circle and I do it on this plane and I pull this out to there, and that is on the bottom. Okay, so I'll just flip that around and I do a extrude this circle. I don't know if you guys can hear that. That was weird. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm then going to extrude this. If I can get this to look the way I want to. Okay, there we go. I'm going to then extrude this to the full. Wow. Okay, my computer is really slow, really slow. So I'm actually going to. I'll be right back. Let me go see what's causing this to be so slow. All right, I'm back. Basically, Premiere was running in the background, loading some stuff, so I have it prioritized to take all of my memory and processing power. So hopefully this runs a little bit smoother. It doesn't look like it's going to, but we'll see. We'll see how this works. All right, so if I recenter this, and I just want to pull this up just to where it meets, and I actually did a little bit too much. Let me just type in 20. No, minus 20. All right, that's probably the closest I'm gonna get. So we'll go with that. There's a little bit of a lip there, which I don't understand why, but apparently this gear is not exactly 20, and that might be considered a millimeter. So if I go here, extrude, and I actually modify this, and I go to minus 19, maybe that'll even it out. There we go. So there we go. Now we have my gear, and it's a simple 80 gear, I believe, 80 teeth. So what we're going to do now is we're then going to import my logo, and that logo is going to be centered on to this this face here. Now again, I have no clue how I'm going to do this again. I don't know how I did it the first time. So we're going to make the best of it and see if we can get this to work. So if I go to insert SVG, or I believe that means vector. So if I insert that, and if I insert it on this plane here, and I select the file, I hit my logo, it puts it here. Now, how I did this before, and this is ridiculous, but if I remember correctly, I just dragged it over to here and centered it up as best as I possibly could. And based off of that, that looks pretty good to me. It's a little low, I believe. So I just go up. Now there's probably a way I could do that a lot simpler. I don't know, so if you do know, let me know. Comment down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. So let's hit OK on that. And let's recenter this. And all I did was I took this and dropped it in. And if I select, I should be able to see I could select the logo and this ring. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this logo. I'm going to modify. And it spun me. We're going to go with it. And I'm going to extrude this. And by looking at the coin, I'd say I extruded it about 3 millimeter. I think. That looks... Just check with my trusty ruler here. Oh, 2 millimeter. Alright, sounds good. I was close. And that looks like it's going out. So if I hit enter, you can see there, now it is perfect. It is perfect. Now, it looks like my other sketch disappeared, so I gotta find that. And let me figure out which one that is. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right, so now I want to then make this this outer ring recessed in, and if I'm correct, I did that. It looks like 3 millimeter. Now, I might not be able to do this with the ruler. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Actually, it looks like I can't even get my ruler in there. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna extrude, modify that body, and I'm going to then cut in. We'll go 5 millimeter. We'll see what that looks like. That looks about right. There we go. All right. So now the other part, filleting edges. Now that shouldn't take too long because there's not much here, but I left these edges here non-filleted because it just didn't really do much, and I don't think it would have did much because of the extrusion is only 2 millimeters. So we'll see. We'll see what that would look like if I extruded up 5 millimeter and then do a fillet on it, see what it would look like. But I believe I filleted these 2 millimeter. I did. That looks about right. And then if I hit modify again, and if I just hit F, I believe I can fillet with just F. Modify F. Yes, I can. I am learning. Okay, so now I made the application freeze because, oh, error. There we go. Awesome. Thank you, computer. Love it. All right, we're going to just type in 2, hit enter, and there you go. That's my 3D Maker coin. Let's see how different that looks from this one. Wow, completely different. More teeth. So I did use something a little bit different. Everything else looks similar, except I added more teeth. That would be really interesting to print. I think my 3D printer would probably want to self-destruct after that one. So I probably won't print that one, considering I have this one, which, looking at it, it's pretty similar. This is just a lot more teeth. Alrighty, well, that's that. That's the Maker coin. Now, after printing this, I noticed that I was not really happy with the way it turned out. There are some things that I would definitely want to change, and I'm kind of hoping that my filament comes in. I'm actually out of filament right now. I didn't buy as much as I expected I was going to use for some other projects that you will definitely see in the future. So, and black just happens to be one of the colors that I used, so that's what I had left. Now, again, I'm not happy with the way the teeth came out. I think it was too fast of a print for my 3D printer. After recently updating my firmware, things are backwards. My infill and my outer and inner layers and my bottom layer are all backwards and intertwined for some reason, and I got to figure that out, but that's down the road. So you'll probably be seeing a little bit better quality of a print than this one. So hopefully down the road you'll see something that looks a little bit more better, in lack of a better term. But as you can see, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but the bottom layer did not adhere as well as I expected it to. And that's because I recently changed my setup over to a Bowden setup, which again, you'll see that soon. The Bowden setup is awesome. I love it. I actually went with a custom setup, so I did not buy anything. Everything is stuff that I had, and with my job, I am able to get some stuff. But as far as the extruder, that is a stock extruder, so I did not change that at all. The only thing that I did have to purchase was two fittings and the Bowden tube itself. But everything else was either 3D printed off of Thingiverse. I used a couple people's from there, and whenever I discuss all of that, I will then plug them into the description, so you'll be able to see exactly where I got those things from. I keep looking over there. My 3D printer's right there, so that's why I keep looking over there. If you're wondering, that's basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little something about McMaster-Carr, the 3D printing process that I had. I actually normally draw it out on like a piece of paper, but my notebook is missing. I don't know where it's at. My girlfriend probably took it, so because she likes to draw her ideas as well. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We got some awesome projects coming up, and just a little hint, one might be a little shocking. We'll just leave that in there, and you can figure it out for yourself.